Good morning everyone and welcome back to the class. First of all, take out your geography book and chapter which we are studying is major domains of the earth. Okay, so under this chapter we were discussing the lithosphere in the previous class, and in lithosphere we were discussing about various continents, isn't it? We have discussed the continent of Asia, and through this discussion we came to know that Asia is the largest continent in the world, and we have also seen that Asia is in the eastern hemisphere, and the latitude, important latitude which passes through Asia is the Tropic of Cancer, and Asia is separated from Europe by Ural mountain. Okay, and we have also seen that the largest landmass of the world is called Eurasia, which is the combined landmass of Europe and Asia. And after that we have seen that Europe is there in the western side of Asia, and it is much smaller than Asia. Okay, and the important latitude which passes through Europe is Arctic Circle, and Europe is surrounded by water from three sides. Okay, and after Europe we have discussed about Africa. Africa is the second largest continent in the world. Okay, and we see that this Africa is the only continent through which all the three latitudes, that is the Tropic of Cancer, the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn, pass through. Okay, so this is the only continent through which these three latitudes pass. Okay, and this 0 degree meridian, this 0 degree latitude, that is equator, passes through Africa from almost middle. Okay, from the middle of the Africa. And we have also seen that in Africa Sahara Desert is there, which is the largest hot desert of the world. And we have also seen that Nile is there, Nile, which is the world's longest river. Okay, so these are the important information regarding Africa. Then we have discussed North America, and we have seen that North America is the third largest continent. First is Asia, second is Africa, and third is North America according to the area. Okay, and we have also seen that North America and South America are not completely separated. They are connected with each other, and this connection is through a narrow strip of land, and this is called Panama Isthmus, isn't it? Isthmus of Panama. And we have also seen that this continent, the continent of North America, it lies completely in northern hemisphere and western hemisphere. Okay, and it is also surrounded by oceans from the three sides. And then we have also discussed about South America. South America, the major portion of South America lies in southern hemisphere, and it is also surrounded by two oceans on the east and west. And we have also seen that Andes, which is the world's longest mountain range, that Andes mountain range lies in South America. And not only the world's longest mountain range Andes is there in South America, but the world's largest river, that is Amazon, it is also in the South America. And in this discussion we have also get knowledge about isthmus and strait, isn't it? Isthmus is a narrow strip of land, okay, which connects two land masses, just like North America and South America. These two land masses are joined by a narrow strip of land which is called Panama Isthmus, and this is the isthmus, and the particular isthmus name is Panama Isthmus. So any strip of land which joins any two pieces of land is called isthmus. And if you have to give an example of isthmus, that is Isthmus of Panama. And then we have seen one more physical structure is there, physical feature is there, which is called strait, S-T-R-A-I-T. What is a strait? A strait is a narrow passage of water which connects two water bodies, okay. And one of the example of this strait is Palk Strait, P-A-L-K, Palk Strait, which is a narrow passage of water which connects Bay of Bengal with Indian Ocean, okay. And this narrow passage of water, this Palk Strait lies between India and Sri Lanka. So we have discussed up to this, isn't it? अब हम लोग करेंगे जो we have the second last continent now we are going to discuss, and that is Australia. Okay, Australia is the smallest continent in the whole world. The smallest continent is Australia, okay, and this continent lies entirely in southern hemisphere. Okay, if you see the map, world map, you will see that Australia lies completely in the southern hemisphere, okay, and it is surrounded by the ocean and seas from all the sides. It is just like an island which is surrounded from seas and oceans from all the sides, okay. It is called an island continent. It is called an island continent because it is a continent which is surrounded by the seas and oceans from all the sides, and it is a continent which is a country also. Australia is a country. It is a country as well as continent. Okay, this is also an important information about Australia. Okay, and you must also notice that Australia lies in the entire Australia lies in southern hemisphere, and that is why when in the northern hemisphere in our country, like in our country in India, when we experience winter season, at that time there is summer season, and when we experience summer season, at that time there is winter season, and that is the reason Christmas is celebrated on which date? It's 25th December. And the countries which are situated, so Christmas is celebrated on 25th December, and we see that the countries which are in northern hemisphere, in those countries Christmas is celebrated in winter season. Okay, so in India also it's a very cold season during the Christmas, isn't it? 25th December. And if we see in Australia, this festival is celebrated in summer season, because on 25th December there is summer. Okay, so this is your whatever we have to understand about Australia we have done. Now we will see the another continent, that is the last continent, and the name of the continent is Antarctica. Okay, now this Antarctica, this continent is also entirely in southern hemisphere. Okay, and it's a very big continent, it's a huge continent, its area is very big, and it is situated on the south pole. Okay, the center, at the center of the continent is south pole. At the center of the continent is South Pole. So, what we see that it is situated in the polar region, South Polar region. So, the weather is very cold. This continent is always covered with thick ice sheet because of polar region. We all know that our poles are very cold regions, isn't it? And we have discussed all these things that the poles come in the frigid zone, because the rays of the sun falls in a very highly slanting manner on the polar region. That is why these regions experience too much cold, and these regions are always covered with thick sheet of ice. So in Antarctica we see that this is permanently covered for the whole year. It's not that in summer there will be no ice, no snow. No, for the whole year there is snow. Okay, so because of this kind of temperature, because of this kind of weather, what we find that in Antarctica people do not live there because of the weather. In such a cold weather, it is not possible for people to live there. Okay, so these are uninhabited continent. Uninhabited means uninhabited means no human settlements are there. Okay? So this is the continent where human settlements are not there. And what we find in this continent, that many countries have their research station. They have established their research station for the purpose of doing so many research work. Okay, so research stations are established by so many countries in Antarctica, and in our country, India, has also research stations there, and we are also very technologically and scientifically advanced country, and we have also research station in Antarctica, and the name of such a research station of India is Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri. So these are the names of two research stations of India which are in Antarctica. Dakshin Gangotri. Okay, so this is all about the continent. We have our discussion regarding the lithosphere. Okay, and now we will start our discussion about hydrosphere, which is the second domain of the earth. Okay, so now we will discuss hydrosphere in detail. Okay, so hydrosphere. We all know that our earth has more water than land, and more than 71% of the earth is covered with water. You have studied all these things. More than 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and the remaining 29% is covered with land. Okay, so we see that we have also discussed when we started our discussion regarding this hydrosphere that in hydrosphere water is the content, main content is water, and water is there in all the three forms on the earth. What we find when we find water in liquid form, where we find water in liquid form, it's in river, in lakes, in oceans, seas, pond. All these are the example of water in liquid form. And then we have seen and underground water is also there, and underground water is also in the liquid form. Then water is also present in the solid form, that is in the form of ice and snow. On very heighted places we see snow and ice, and on polar regions also there are snow and ice. So other than this, water is also present in the gaseous form, that is in atmosphere water is present in the form of vapor. Okay, so this is about the hydrosphere. Now we will see that whatever water is there, we are seeing that 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, but there is another fact, and this is that only more than 97% of earth's water is found in the ocean. Whatever water is there on the earth, 97% of that water, 97% of that water is found in the oceans, and the water which is found in the ocean is salty. We cannot use that water, so 97% of the whole water is salty. Okay, so it is of no use for human being. And still we see what we find, that a large proportion of the rest of the water is in the form of ice sheet and glacier or under the ground. Okay, so 97% is not useful for human being because of its nature, it's salty. And now what we find, how much percentage is left? Only 3% is left. And what we find that in this 3%, the most of the water is in the form of ice sheet and glacier, or they are under the ground. So this 3% is also not very useful for human being, because they are in the form of ice sheet and glacier. Or in this way we see that a very small percentage of water is available as fresh water for human being. It is an estimation that only 0.03%, okay, only 0.03% is of the whole water which is in the earth, only 0.03% is fresh water which is used by human being. Okay, so this is the percentage of fresh water. Okay, now you can understand why there is a scarcity of water on the earth. Just now you have studied in civics under the chapter Panchayati Raj that how the people of the village Hardas are facing the drinking water problem. The shortage of drinking water was there, and people were in much trouble. So in spite of we see that 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and the earth is called blue planet because it looks blue from space because of the presence of water, so much presence of water. Still we find that we face water crisis, because we see that only 0.03% is available for the use of human being. So this is the situation, and now we will discuss about oceans. We all know that oceans are huge water bodies. Okay, huge water bodies are called oceans, and oceans are such water bodies that they are all interconnected. All oceans of the world are interconnected. Okay, there are 5 major oceans. Number of oceans are 5. 5 major oceans are there, and all these oceans are connected to each other. And moreover, what we find that in oceans the water is always in movement. The water is always moving. It's not static water. Okay, it's always moving. Okay, and we see that there are 3 important movements of water. Three important movements of water in ocean. ओशन में वाटर का मूवमेंट 3 तरह का होता है. देयर आर 3 टाइप्स ऑफ movement of water in ocean. The first is waves, the second is tides, and the third is oceanic current. So these are the 3 movements of water in the ocean: wave, tide, and oceanic currents. Okay, and now we will see the names of these 5 major oceans, and in these 5 major oceans we see that the largest ocean is Pacific Ocean. Okay, so this is number 1. And then the second ocean is Atlantic Ocean. This is the second largest ocean. Okay. Now the third largest ocean is Indian Ocean. And fourth is Southern Ocean. And the fifth one is Arctic Ocean. So these are the 5 oceans, and all these are in order of their area. The largest is Pacific, then Atlantic, then Indian Ocean, then Southern Ocean, and last is Arctic Ocean. Okay. So now we will discuss about each of the oceans, and we will start with Pacific. Pacific is the largest ocean. Okay, and if we see, it is spread over 1/3 of the earth. 1/3 part of the earth is covered with Pacific Ocean. We have also seen that Asia is the largest continent, and Asia also covers 1/3 portion of the land of the earth. In the similar way, Pacific Ocean, it is also covering 1/3 of the earth's surface. And when we were discussing the how we measure the height of any elevated place or depth of any deep place, we have discussed about the highest point, that is Mount Everest, and the deepest point also we have discussed, and this deepest point is Mariana Trench, which lies in Pacific Ocean. Okay, so this is very important about Pacific Ocean. And what is the shape of Pacific Ocean? The shape of Pacific Ocean is circular. Okay, it's like a circle. Okay, and we see that Asia, Australia, North and South Americas surround it. Okay, when you see at the map, you will find that these continents, Asia, Australia, North and South Americas, are located around the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so these are the 4 continents: Asia, Australia, North America and South America, which are there at the side of Pacific Ocean. Okay, so about Pacific Ocean, what you are supposed to memorize: it covers 1/3 portion of the Earth's surface, and then it is circular in shape, and the continents which are located at its around the continents which are located around the Pacific Ocean are Asia, Australia, South America and North America. And other than this, Mariana Trench, which is the deepest point on the earth. So now we will move to the new ocean, that is Atlantic Ocean. It is at second number, Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world. And what is the shape of Atlantic Ocean? The shape is like this, S. Okay, it is in the shape of S, and we see that it is flanked by North and South America on the western side, and Europe and Africa on the eastern side. So what we see that on the western side of North America on the western side of Atlantic Ocean lies North America and South America, and on the eastern side lies Europe and Africa. Okay, so this is all for today, and we will discuss more about all these things in the next class.